Hello friends, hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Welcome back to yet another video of the Football Mania to bring you all the latest news and some exciting updates from the world of football. And if I talk about the Premier League weekend action, I have to talk about only one match at the moment where we could see a complete collapse, where we could see a disaster class, and this time it was Graham Potter's Chelsea who were going to the Amex Stadium to play Brighton and Hove Albion. Yes, there were subplots to the story as Graham Potter and Mark Cucurella were going back to the Seagulls, and it was going to be a very tasty contest. And on paper, if you compare both teams, you have to admit that Chelsea had superior quality. They had the likes of Mason Mount. They have a player like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. They have Christian Pulisic. They have Kai Havertz. They have in midfield Mateo Kovacic, who at times can be lethal. And I was fearing the worst. However, if you talk about this Brighton team, soon after Graham Potter left the club, they appointed a manager called Roberto De Zerbi, and this manager has been quite successful during his stints in the Italian Serie A, and he brought that experience with him to the Premier League. He's tactically very adept. He has the know-how of when to make the right substitutions, and he sets up his team in a way that they're really difficult to break down. And we saw in the first half that Brighton were pressing Chelsea so up higher up the pitch. They were not allowing them to play out from the back, and whenever a player like Thiago Silva, who is so experienced as a 37-year-old centre back, whenever he got the ball, he's trying to play out from the back and he's making mistakes. Mistakes which could have proved costly at least twice before Chelsea conceded the first goal. Once he cleared it off the line, and I thought that this is going to be a very long evening for Chelsea. And even after committing those mistakes, they could have realized from it, they could have gone long. They should have switched the play and ensured that the defense is given some kind of breathing time to ensure that they set up the defensive line well. However, Brighton is a team which has been transformed under Roberto De Zerbi. That was evident when they drew against Liverpool at Anfield thanks to Leandro Trossard's hat-trick. And this time around, coming up against Chelsea, everyone knew that Brighton were going to be quite galvanized by the home crowd, and all the fans were behind the team right from the first whistle. And once the fans are behind you, once the Amex is buzzing with energy, it is very difficult to stop the Seagulls. They, you know, got the lead in the fifth minute, Leandro Trossard on the spot, and I felt that this was inevitable because the way Chelsea were playing defensively, it was not looking good at all. And even the likes of Raheem Sterling, who was expected to score a lot of goals, has not been clinical since his move from Manchester City in the summer transfer window. And if you talk about the wing backs, yes, they were missing Reece James, who has been quite critical in the way Chelsea play out from the back, makes those overlapping runs. And on the left hand side, it was quite unexpected. They started with Mark Cucurella, where I felt that Ben Chilwell was quite outstanding. And you have to admit that Chelsea made a lot of mistakes. 1-0 soon became 2-0. It was a set piece and it went off the inside of the crossbar thanks to Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who was there in the right place at the right time to score in the wrong goal. And it was 2-0 in favor of Brighton. And still after that, towards the stroke of half time, they made it 3-0. They were exerting pressure not just from the center but also from the left hand side and the right hand side. They have players who can hurt you. They have a player called Danny Welbeck, whom we have seen always rises up to the big occasions, and it was 3-0 at halftime. At this point of time, I was thinking that Chelsea would at least have a strategy to break the midfield line of Brighton and ensure that they can, come as a group, string in some passes and make some good counter-attacking football. However, in the second half, we saw that Chelsea were trying to dominate the possession. They were trying to exert the pressure. They were pushing up their players higher up the pitch because it was all about taking that risk, taking that gamble, and coming back into the game. And they got the rich reward in the 48th minute. It was a wonderful cross, I think, by Conor Gallagher, and Kai Havertz was there to pounce on the header. 3-1 still in favor of Brighton, and I was expecting Brighton to just manage the game because we have seen that whenever Brighton have taken leads in the past, they always find a way to come behind. And that is what happened at Anfield. They were 2-0 up. They went down 3-2 and then equalized in stoppage time. This time around, a 3-0 lead I thought was sufficient enough to thwart any kind of threat what Chelsea can pose, and that is what happened. They were trying to manage the game, they were frustrating the Blues. Whenever Chelsea were coming forward, they were defensively holding their line and ensuring that Chelsea don't get any time and space. Even if they get the time and space, they are not in a position to take the shot because quickly a Brighton player pushes them down, and that is all. That is the strategy how you win football matches. And at the elite level, if we talk about winning football matches, you need to ensure that you do the fundamentals of the game right. You defend deep, you stay resilient, and ensure that you can string in some passes to make a quick counter-attacking move and score a brilliant goal. That is what Brighton were hoping for. And right in stoppage time, Pascal Gross, a player who has been under the radar for so many seasons, once again steps up and scores in the stoppage time. I was expecting a 4-1 scoreline because I knew that Brighton were always going to be strong at home, even though they were coming up against a very good structured Chelsea team under Graham Potter. I felt that Graham Potter did not use his wingbacks well enough. He was not able to use the width of the pitch, and he was not allowing any kind of service to come to the likes of Raheem Sterling, Kai Havertz, or Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the second half. And that is where I feel that Chelsea will not score enough goals this season. Even if you look at their stats from previous seasons, they have been quite poor on the road, and somehow those shooting boots are not on. And whenever they play against a decent team, a mid-table team like Brighton or a West Ham United, they always suffer to break the lines. And that has been not just this season, even if you look at the last 4 or 5 seasons, that is the case. So, in my opinion, Chelsea still have a long way to go. They're definitely not out of the top four race, and I feel that this was the first blink in the eye or the first wake up call for Chelsea to really tell them that they are not up to the level of where elite football teams should be. And credit to Brighton, credit where it is due. Roberto De Zerbi got his tactics spot on, and I think they are on 18 points now, and that is going to be a real surge come towards the middle of the season where people will be busy with the World Cup. And if Brighton can finish in the top 8, I feel that this would be an incredible achievement. Even going to the UEFA Conference League, I feel that Brighton can, kill any team on their day. They are a very dangerous outfit. Let's not underestimate any team which is currently in the top half of the Premier League table, because this is where things get exciting. Soon after the World Cup, we'll be seeing a plethora of matches which will be very, very exciting to watch. As far as Chelsea is concerned, I feel that they have some defensive issues, especially when Chaloba and Thiago Silva play as a you know partnership. It becomes really difficult for them to play out from the back because sometimes there is a lack of communication, there's a lack of understanding, and I feel that the loss of Christensen has made a massive impact on their defense. And they failed to sign Jules Koundé in the summer transfer window. Kalidou Koulibaly is injured, and that is where the problems lie for Chelsea. I have told it so many times that Chelsea requires a solid defense in order to build out from the back and give that service to the likes of Aubameyang and Raheem Sterling. So, guys, it was a complete annihilation of the Blues by 4 goals to 1 at the Amex Stadium. Let me know, what do you think about Chelsea's performance, and do you still believe, as a Chelsea fan or as a neutral fan, that they would make it to the top 4 by the end of the season? I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you have liked this video, please do not forget to hit the like button and share it amongst your friends and network. And if you have not yet subscribed to the Football Mania, it's very simple. Hit the bell icon, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, stay safe and take care.